Good morning, all of you. I welcome all the principals of Model School, teachers of Model School, and the BPC students of Model Schools and other who are listening from other societies and other institutes. Today, once again, we are having botany session in the first hour. That is followed by physics, later economics. In the botany session, today we are having Mahesh Kumar Garu, who taught photosynthesis session 1 yesterday. Yesterday we discussed about the importance and significance of the photosynthesis, various experiments that led to the discovery of various processes in the photosynthesis. We also discussed about the light and its properties, action spectra and absorption spectra. We discussed about the most important organelle of the photosynthesis, chloroplast, and the pigments present in the chloroplast such as chlorophyll, carotenoids, xanthophyll, etc. Today, sir will take us further into the subject. Today, sir will explain us about the process of synthesis of starch by means of photosynthesis. I welcome Mahesh Kumar Garu to commence this session with a brief review of yesterday's topic and take us into the world of photosynthesis. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Good morning to all. Once again, I am with you with a continuous lesson of photosynthesis. Myself, S. Mahesh Kumar, PGT Botany, Telangana State Model School, Navipet. Previously, yesterday, we had learned about just introduction of the photosynthesis process. In photosynthesis, the autotrophs, with the help of sunlight, prepare food material. That process we are called autotrophs. By means of autotrophs only, by the end products of autotrophs, which are releasing oxygen and the glucose, by which all food chain and food web and our biosphere is existing on Earth. For that, converting or trapping solar energy, converting it into a chemical energy like glucose, for that it needs raw materials. What is the raw materials? CO2, carbon dioxide, that is plant getting from atmosphere through the stomata. Next, water from underground, and with the help of chloroplast, sunlight, plant prepares its a food material. And now comes to chloroplast, we learn it has a two membranes which consist of a green bag-like structure. The empty space is called lumen, in which pigments are present. And that bag-like structure is called thylakoid. Thylakoid is a protein lipid membrane in which photosystems are present, which traps sunlight, prepare ATP and NADPH. These ATP and NADPH are transferred to stroma and utilizes CO2 and produce the glucose. And next, regarding sunlight, when we have different wavelengths in which the useful light are red and blue lights for the photosynthesis process. And comes to absorption spectra. Absorption spectra explains the absorption of different wavelength by pigments. Action spectra explains us the rate of photosynthesis at a different wavelength or a different pigment absorption. Now we are learnt all about raw materials. One is sunlight, we learnt yesterday, regarding water, regarding thylakoids, chloroplast. And now we have to learn light dependent reaction. Photosynthesis process completes by two processes. One is light reaction, one is dark reaction. This process is there in your 10th class. Already you come across a little bit knowledge you have, but in second year, we are going in deep. In light reaction, why it is called as light reaction means to complete this reaction in thylakoid, light is needed, converting solar energy into chemical energy like ATP and NADPH and releasing oxygen. This total happens in a light reaction. The end products of light reactions are ATP and NADPH. This ATP and NADPH are transferred to stroma and utilizes this ATP and NADPH with the help of CO2. It will synthesize a glucose. So preparing the glucose we are calling is a Calvin cycle. Why? Because discovered by Melvin Kelvin. It is also called as dark reaction, and it is also called as light independent reaction. Why? Because to complete this cycle, light is not needed. So today we will learn only light reaction. Okay. So what is light reaction? Trapping, it is the first phase of photosynthesis. Trapping or absorbing light, converting that solar energy into chemical energy like ATP. ATP means adenosine triphosphate. Later I will explain clearly in last PPT what is ATP and NADPH. Don't get confused. It includes in this process light absorption is there, water splitting is there, oxygen releasing is happens, and also ATP, NADPH intermediates also forms. So clearly here you can take notes also. Next, what is present in light reaction? Again, in light reaction, what are present means chlorophyll A molecules, chlorophyll B molecules, carotene, xanthophylls. Yesterday we are discussed pigments are present. Different types of pigments we had seen yesterday in PPT. That all accessory pigments and main pigment aggregate together a form a harvesting complex. They are together to take the sunlight. They form a complex. That complex is called light harvesting complexes. So in light reaction, this is the main thing first we have to learn. Means all pigments in thylakoid membrane in lumen, they form a complex to trap the solar energy. With coordination, they work together to trap the solar energy first. So in light reaction, trapping solar energy is a basic thing. How it happens, we have to see. In light harvesting complex, who is present means one is photosystem 1 and another is photosystem 2. So why it is named given as 1, 2 means photosystem 1 is discovered first, photosystem 2 is discovered next. That's why it is given 1 and 2 numbers. What is present in system? Already I told you pigments. In photosystem also pigments are present. In photosystem 2 also pigments are present. But number is varies 100 to it may be 200, 450 like number is different. This picture I taken you because while I'm teaching in previous in schools, lot of students are getting confused. Uh, if we are not seeing this picture, sir, where this happens in light reaction, where this happens is a big question. So for that, I kept this PPT for you. See, this is, see the cursor. This is a line. What I'm showing here, this is one thylakoid. It is already I told you it is lipid protein membrane. Already you had seen in cell lesson fluid mosaic model like that. See, head and tail structure lipids are present. Head and tail and head and tail bilipid layer, and in the middle proteins are present. So it is made up of with proteins and lipids. The ratio is different to different organelles and membranes that you have to keep in mind. See here, This is photosystem 2 and this is the photosystem 1. This is a main, this is a spherical structure is there, no? This is the main reaction center, that is chlorophyll A molecule. Here also the main reaction center chlorophyll A, and the side round structures are there, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. These are the accessory pigments with trapped solar energy. So you have to keep in mind, this is one thylakoid, this is a lumen, and out of this membrane we have a stroma. Here the stroma, and this is the membrane of thylakoid, and it is a lumen. Here total light reaction completes, and ATP is synthesized here, NADP synthesized here. Both are released into stroma for the dark reaction to prepare the food material. Got it? Next here, I given a photosystem 1 and 2. Photosystem 1 and 2. Now you cannot understand this photosystem 1 and 2. At last you will, but for Naksha I am telling. Photosystem 1, photosystem 2, for the notes purpose also you can take. PS1 lies outer surface of the thylakoid. See, here surface is there. This is a PS2, it is came out of the line. And this is the inner side. So PS1 lies outer surface of the thylakoid, PS2 lies inner surface of the thylakoid. In PS1, oxygen is evolved. In PS2, oxygen not evolves. The reaction center of PS1 is 700. Means 700 nanometer wavelength, maximum absorption of photosystem 1 pigment is P700. Means the pigments are present in photosystem 1, they will absorb maximum 700 nanometer. That's why the reaction center is called P700, and here the reaction center is called P680. Here NADPH is formed, here NADPH is not formed. PS1 is present in cyclic and non-cyclic. It is present in only cyclic photophosphorylation. It receives electrons from photosystem 1. It receives electrons from water lysis. When water splits, electrons are received. That electrons is filled to photosystem 2. So in photosystem 1, we cannot see the photolysis. In photosystem 2, we can see the photolysis. Starting, you will get a confused, but at last, completing this light reaction, you can tell me easily the difference. Now comes to light harvesting complex. Here we have to focus and listen. Don't divert your minds. Here the basic concept I am giving to you. In light harvesting complex, I told you complex 1, complex 2 is there. So it may be photosystem 1 or it may be photosystem 2. See these pigments around this is the main reaction center and this is the antenna. 1, 2, these all surrounded around the main pigment. This is the accessory pigment, chlorophyll A. Around the accessory pigment, what is present? Around the main pigment, accessory pigments are present. These all accessory pigments will make antenna to trap the solar energy, and that energy is transferred to main reaction center. Simply, I will explain. Suppose when sunlight fall on leaf in chloroplast, especially thylakoid, these accessory pigments will trap the photons. Trap the photons means the solar energy that will excite, the photons will excite the pigment proteins. Not only pigments are present here, proteins also present here. That solar energy photons will activate the pigments and the pigments are get excited. When the pigments are excited, the oxidation process starts. Electrons release here. That electrons passes from one pigment to another pigment, another pigment to another pigment. Lastly, electrons from all accessory pigments, it will transfer to main reaction center. From main reaction center, it will enter into photosystem. Understood? Simply, main reaction center is chlorophyll A. Around the main reaction center, a lot of accessory pigments are there. When sunlight fall on accessory pigments, they get excited. They will transfer the solar energy into chemical energy. Electron is a chemical energy. Photon is a sunlight, solar energy. That solar energy is converted into electron chemical energy. That is called resonance. That is called resonance. That solar energy converted into chemical energy. Now these electrons are transferred to main reaction center, and from main reaction center, it will enter. The electrons are enter into mainstream of the light reaction. Next, you can take the notes for this light harvesting complex. It contains retail trapping the solar energy, converting it to chemical energy. It contains two parts. One is PS1, PS2. And what is, I already told you, know, this is for your notes also. One is antenna complex. What is present? I told you, hundreds of pigments of molecules with proteins. They are present around the main pigment and trap the solar energy, converting into chemical energy like electrons. And reaction center, what is present in reaction center? Only chlorophyll A molecule is present with proteins. With proteins. From antenna complex, electrons are given to reaction center. From reaction center, the energy passes to photosystems. Here, light fall on the accessory pigment. The electrons transfer to main reaction center. From that, it may goes to acceptor, the primary acceptor. Okay. Now, before going to again the actual topic, we have to know the oxidation and reduction reactions. Oxidation means gaining the oxygen. When any molecule gain oxygen, it will release electrons and protons. That is called oxidation process. Reduction means the molecule will get protons and electrons from another molecule. That molecule now it is called reduced. That process is called reduction division. Let's say, for example, sodium is there, chlorine is there. Now sodium is oxidized. Oxidized means sodium gain oxygen, it becomes oxidized. When the sodium gain oxygen, it loses an electron. This is the electron. Now here chlorine is ready. It takes that electron and it is reduced. Now it will gain an electron. So losing electron is called oxidation. Getting the electron is called a reduction process. So losing electron is called oxidized molecule. Gaining the electron is called reduced molecule. That you have to keep in your mind. This is very important for the further explanation. You can take matter also. This is X and Y. You can take the X as a sodium and here chlorine. X loses electrons. Yes, already told you, when X gain oxygen, it loses electrons and protons. Now it is called oxidized. And now it is become reducing agent. Why? Because here it is reduced, but it is becoming reducing agent. Why? Because it is releasing electrons and protons. This is available in system. So another molecule can take electrons and protons from X. So now it is become a reducing agent. Now the Y is getting electrons and protons. It has electrons. Now it is becoming oxidizable agent. Means it can give electrons, protons to another molecule also. Okay, understood? Oxidation means gaining oxygen, releasing electrons and protons. That is called, the molecule is called oxidized. The process is called oxidation. Reduction process means gaining the electrons and protons from another molecule. That molecule, when it receives electrons and protons, it is called reduced. The process is called reduction. Now, in light reaction, there are two ways are there. Cyclic photophosphorylation is there. One is non-cyclic photophosphorylation is there. First, let's see. Cyclic photo means light. Phosphorylation means ADP, adenosine diphosphate, gaining the phosphate and forming ATP and NADPH. By taking solar energy, preparing ATP, NADPH is called photophosphorylation. In previous PPT, I told you that accessory pigment convert the solar energy into chemical energy like electrons. These electrons move in a system. If it is moves in a cyclic manner, If it is the electrons are moves in a cyclic manner, it is called cyclic photophosphorylation. If it is move in a non-cyclic, it is called non-cyclic photophosphorylation. What happens when electrons move? It may in cyclic manner or it may be in non-cyclic manner through electron transferers. In the end of phosphorylation, ATP and NADPH are prepared. By the movement of electrons in a system, ATP and NADPH are prepared. That is called photophosphorylation. It may be cyclic or non-cyclic. Cyclic also present in eukaryotes and some of the bacteria also. Let's see how it happens. See, here the main reaction center, photosystem. Already in difference I told you, cyclic in photosystem 1 present in both cyclic and non-cyclic. Here in photosystem, cyclic reaction photosystem 1, see the accessory pigments are there and main reaction center. When sunlight fall on these accessory pigments, the electrons are excited, it is transferred to main reaction center. The electrons are transferred to primary acceptor, electron acceptor. Again, it will transfer to ferridoxin. Ferridoxin, these are all electron transferer proteins. Ferridoxin to cytochrome complex means two are present, cytochrome B6 and cytochrome F, which is in red color. It contain iron containing, simply we can say iron containing protein, which is useful in electron transfer. From ferridoxin, the electrons is transferred to cytochrome, cytochrome to plastocyanin. Again, the electrons are come back to the main photosystem 1. So here the electrons moved in a cyclic manner. From where it is released, again it reached back to the system. So that's why it is called cyclic photophosphorylation. When the electrons are moving from photosystem 1 to primary acceptor 2, again the photosystem 1, in this ADP, adenosine, when the electrons are moved, the electrons gives energy. By that energy, adenosine diphosphate plus inorganic phosphate will give rise to ATP. Sir, where these adenosine diphosphate, inorganic phosphate present mean they are present in a stroma. So in cyclic photophosphorylation, only one ATP synthesized, NADPH is not synthesized. Understood? Next comes to jet scheme of electron flow, means non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Here we are taking most of time on this PPT. Just sit comfortable and listen carefully about this very important. This is somewhat a complex process. If we divert our mind, we cannot concentrate, we cannot continue the matter also. Okay. See here, non-cyclic means the electrons are flowing from photosystem 2 to photosystem 1. Again, at last, ferridoxin receives the electron. So here, when the electron passing from here like this, it will ending in ferridoxin, but it is not coming back to the photosystem 2. That is the first concept you have to keep in your mind. It is not coming back. That's why it is called non-cyclic electron flow. So here, photosystem 2 is there, photosystem 1 is there. Already I explained this is a one light harvesting complex and this is a one light harvesting complex. So here accessory pigments are there, main reaction center. Here also accessory pigments and main reaction center. Already told you, chlorophyll molecules, keratin, xanthophylls, and with the proteins are, this is a light harvesting complex. Now, again, point is, when sunlight fall on this reaction center is called P680, photosystem 680, means it absorbs maximum 680 nanometer wavelength of light. So what is present in 680? You have learned in light spectrum, red light. So when it receives 680 nanometer wavelength, the electrons are excited. The solar energy converted into chemical energy. From the accessory pigment, it will goes to main reaction center. From main reaction center, the two electrons are released outside. Okay, right. Next, we will go to photosystem 1. Again, here also, main accessory pigments are present. light fall on the accessory pigments, solar energy converted into chemical energy, move to main reaction center, and it will goes to primary acceptor. From here, 2 electrons are released. From here, 2 electrons are received. Right. So, and when the electrons are moved in non-cyclic manner, sir, the question may arise here, how we can get electrons back to continue the system to the production of ATP and NADPH. Why? Because to prepare glucose, ATP, NADPH are to be produced continuously. So when photosystem 1 release 2 electrons, when photosystem 1 release 2 electrons, when they are not coming back, it is a problematic. So here photosystem 1, the electrons are coming from photosystem 2. Main important point. From here also 2 electrons are releasing. From photosystem 1 also 2 electrons are releasing. But refilling is photosystem 1 is received again the electrons from photosystem 2. But what about photosystem 2? How it will get electrons? It will get electrons by water lysis. That is very, very, very important. This here in photosynthesis equation, we are telling the 6CO to 12H2, the water, where it is utilized. Now you have to concentrate. Here the water is utilized. Now water splits into 2 protons and 2 electrons and of oxygen. Here oxygen molecule is releasing outside. This is a proof that in light reaction oxygen is released, that oxygen gives life to entire food chain and a food web, and total biosphere is existing on this process. You have to concentrate. Again, once again I am repeating, from photosystem 2 the electron is released, from photosystem 1 electron is released, but they are not coming back. Why? Because the 2 electrons received by FD, here the 2 electrons received by primary acceptors. Here the scarcity is there. So how it refill? Means photosystem 1 takes the electrons from photosystem 2. But what about the photosystem 2? Photosystem 2 takes the electrons from water. So here this is a clear point. Means electrons are flowing in a non-cyclic manner. Photosystem 1 is getting electrons from photosystem 2. Photosystem 2 is getting electrons from splitting of water. Now I explain the jet scheme. Now see, the basic thing is completed. Now first, again, the light fall on this, the solar energy trapped into chemical energy converted by accessory pigment, the 2 electrons are moved to primary acceptor, that is called pheophytin. Pheophytin is colorless chlorophyll. Colorless chlorophyll. Oh, what are all these pheophytin, plastoquinone? These are all protein molecules which have a ability to transfer the electrons. See, the 2 electrons are received by pheophytin. Now, here it is oxidized. By taking 2 electrons, it is reduced. Already that's why in previous PPT, I explained you what is oxidation. Now, due to the sunlight, the chlorophyll main reaction center is oxidized. And now this release 2 electrons. Now it is received electrons. Now it is reduced. Reduction process is there. Now oxidation process. Means this is total in this oxidation reduction process run in simultaneously. One will give electrons, another will receive electron. By that electrons transfers. Let's see. From pheophytin, it will the 2 electrons moves to plastoquinone. Here what happened, plastoquinone having ability, this is the main point you have to note down, you have to keep in mind. Plastoquinone will transfer not only electrons, it also transfer protons. But plastoquinone is getting electrons from pheophytin, but not protons. Understood? Plastoquinone is a mobile electron carrier which has the ability to take electrons and proton also. But here it is getting electrons from pheophytin, not protons. So from where it will get protons? From the stroma of the thylakoid. From here the stroma, when 2 electrons pass, to pass 1 electron, it will take 2 protons. To cross 2 electrons, it will charge 4 protons. Now these 4 protons, when pheophytin given to plastoquinone, 2 electrons, to transfer the 2 electrons again to cytochrome complex, the plastoquinone charges For one electron, two protons. For two electrons, it four protons. If it is four electrons, eight protons will be charged, like toll gate. When we are passing in from the toll gate, when we are giving money to the toll gate, like that. From plastoquinone, now pheophyte into plastoquinone, and here one more. Plastoquinone having two forms. One is plastosemiquinone and one is a plastoquinone, PQH2 and PQ. Now, the electrons from plastoquinone transfer to cytochrome complex. It is red in color, contain iron. Cytochrome contain two. One is cytochrome B6 and cytochrome F. From cytochrome complex, it will goes to plastocyanin, and now it will at last reach photosystem 1. Now again light fall, the electrons are excited, that is released to primary acceptor. Here, who is the primary acceptor means FES protein. Ferrous sulfate protein is there, FES protein. From that it will transfer to FD means ferridoxin. Here, the electron not from the FD, it is not means ferridox, the electrons are not coming back to the photosystem 1. Here, the enzyme is there, ferridoxin NADP reductase enzyme. It will take these two electrons and protons from stroma. Two electrons and two protons. Electrons from systems, protons from the stroma. The NADP reductase will combine protons and electrons with the NADP and it will become NADPH. Generally here why it is plus H plus is written means first it will take only one proton, NADPH. Later it will take another by this enzyme, another proton is added to this. That's why it is called NADPH2. We can write NADPH plus. What is NADPH? Nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate hydroxide. It is also nicotinamide is a vitamin. Adenine is a nitrogen base. Dinucleotide means two nucleotides. P means phosphate. So altogether it's a coenzyme which transfer the electrons. This is a which we take electrons which can transfer the electrons, that is NADPH. See, when the two electrons are moved from photosystem 2 to photosystem 1, at last NADPH2 is synthesized in a jet scheme of electron flow. Now we have to think about the ATPs. We have to think of the ATPs. How ATP? NADPH is ready. What is the end products of the light reaction? One is the NADPH2, one is the oxygen, and one is the ATP. Now NADPH is synthesized, oxygen is released by water lysis. Here I am forgotten to explain you.
Hello. So there is a power failure. Within 2-3 minutes, it will resume. Please stay back with the session. Thank you.
Hello.
Okay.
Sorry, the
Hello.
host to disable participant screen sharing చేయండి సార్ ఒకసారి.
ఒక్క నిమిషం. వచ్చిందా స్క్రీన్ షేరింగ్?
సారీ సార్, ఎక్స్పెక్టెడ్.
Okay. No. We cannot do anything when some external things are obstructing us. Don't worry, we can continue.
Okay, sir.
It happens during the regular class also sometimes. There will be some obstacles.
Enable the
Now
screen
visible, sir.
sharing.
Please share your
సార్ మేడం
screen.
వస్తుందా?
స్క్రీన్ షేర్ వస్తలే, ఓన్లీ వైట్ స్క్రీన్ కనబడుతుంది.
వచ్చింది సార్, వచ్చింది.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please continue.
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. You can continue. Don't worry about it.
Right. So NADPH is prepared now. Now non-cyclic photophosphorylation, you have a notes here once again for repetition. Non-cyclic photophosphorylation is two-stage process involving two different chlorophyll photosystems already. One is being present on thylakoid membrane. First, I told you now, when photosystem 2, when electrons are moved, the electron deficiency is there. That first a water molecule is broken down into 2 protons and half oxygen and 2 electrons by a process called photolysis. Next, the 2 electrons move from water molecule and received by photosystem 2, while the oxygen also released further. Next, the light excites enter into chain reaction, transferring to primary electron acceptor, that is pheophytin.
Hello.
Please unmute your video and audio.
వీడియో సరిపోదు అనుకుంటా, ఓన్లీ ఆడియో అన్మ్యూట్ చేయమంటాం. మహేష్ గారు ఆడియో ఒకటి అన్మ్యూట్ చేయండి.
వినబడుతుంది మేడం?
వినబడుతుంది. వీడియో అన్మ్యూట్ చేయకుండా పర్లేదు, ఆడియో అన్మ్యూట్ చేసి చెప్పండి.
Sorry for the disturbance, madam. Extremely sorry. Okay.
Please continue.
Okay, madam. The electrons now transfer to pheophytin to plastoquinone, which takes 2 electrons from pheophytin. Now, already I told you pheophytin will take 1 proton, to transfer 1 electron, 2 protons. Now, the protons from stroma, it will enter into the lumen. Now, the electrons from cytochrome B6 to cytochrome F, it will transfer. Then it will transfer to plastocyanin. Next, From the electrons from plastocyanin, it will goes to photosystem 1. There, it will create a proton gradient. So photosystem 2, when it will receive the electrons, it will excite it again, transfer the electrons to ferredoxin NADP reductase enzyme. At last, NADPH are synthesized. See, NADP, it is a oxidized form. When it will release, when it receives protons from stroma, electrons from uh, photosystem 1, and it will become a reducing agent NADPH2. Right? This is a notes for you. So the end products of like cyclic electron phosphorylation is ATP and NADPH. ATP, NADPH are called assimilatory power, which are further transferred to stroma for the prepare starch. This is a notes for you. So before going to already I explained you how to NADPH is formed. Now we have to discuss the formation of ATP. Before going to that, I have to explain the basic thing what happens in a thylakoid membrane. So here I'm telling you know diffusion process, the movement of molecules from high concentration to low concentration. Here this is a protein lipid layer like thylakoid membrane. You just imagine this is a thylakoid membrane, head and tail structures. So this side the concentration of solutes is more, and here the concentration is low. So when the concentration difference is there on both sides, automatically a gradient is formed. By that gradient, the process starts from movement of the solutes from high concentration to low concentration. When it will stops, this process stops when the both sides the concentration is get equaled. Understood? This is the plasma membrane or it may be thylakoid membrane. If one side is the concentration of solutes is more, another side is low, automatically from high concentration to low concentration, movement of solutes will be there. When it will stop? When both sides are equal in concentration. That is very important, you have to keep in mind. So next comes to when we are discussing about ATP, when protons are coming from stroma to now chemoosmotic hypothesis explained by Peter Mitchell, scientist. Here we are learning the formation of ATP. See, this is a thylakoid membrane, and this side stroma, and this is the lumen. Now from photosystem 2 to photosystem 1, the electrons move in a non-cyclic manner. See, first electrons from photosystem 2, it will transfer to plastocyanin, pheophytin, then to plastoquinone, then to plastocyanin, cytochrome, plastocyanin. Lastly, it will reach to photosystem 1. And here ferredoxin, with the help of ferredoxin, NADP reductase, NADPH is formed. So we have to discuss here the formation of ATP. When plastoquinone, first point, plastoquinone take protons to transfer electron. For 1 electron, 2 protons. To transfer 2 electrons, 4 protons from stroma it will take into the lumen. Already I told you plastoquinone not only takes electrons, it will take proton also. So when it will transfer electrons to cytochrome, it will take protons from stroma. 1 electron, 2 protons. For 2 electrons, 4 protons. So automatically when the electrons are transferred from plastoquinone to cytochrome, 4 protons are drawn to stroma. This is the first point. And next, when water splits in an oxygen evolving complex, protons are generated. Here, if you take 2H2O, automatically here 2 protons will come. So totally 4 protons and 2 protons. So automatically the concentration of protons are more inside the lumen. Here we have to discuss the stroma. Here the low concentration of protons will be present. How? Already in stroma protons are present, but here in a light reaction, the concentration of the proton is less. Why? Because first plastoquinone drawn the protons into lumen, and next NADP also taken the protons to form NADPH. So automatically when plastoquinone utilizes the protons from stroma and NADP utilizes the protons from the stroma, automatically the concentration difference will happen. The concentration difference means what? Here the high concentration, here the low concentration will happen. So automatically what is formed in previous PPT, that is only I explained. Here high concentration, here the low concentration of protons. So automatically a proton gradient will start. Now this high concentration, when this systems is run continuously, the protons are coming into lumen in a rush. So the accumulation of protons are very more. Automatically what happen? They try to move from lumen to outside. So where is the place is there? On the membrane, ATP synthase enzyme is there. ATP synthase. This ATP synthase has two parts. One is F0, one is F1. F0 is embedded in the membrane. F1 is present outside of the membrane. It is smallest pistil in a biological system or in a metabolic activity which prepares ATPs. So here you can see clearly the pistil. This is a F0 and this is a F1. This F0 is embedded in this. See, this is the outside of the thylakoid stroma here. This is the lumen here. Now the protons, the accumulated protons now transferring through the ATP synthase enzyme. When these protons are moving through the ATP synthase enzyme, the energy is generated. The energy utilizes to trap ADP and PI, and at last forms the ATP. Due to accumulation of more protons in a lumen that create a gradient between stroma and lumen, now the protons are trying to move from high concentration to low concentration of the stroma. Now protons are moving at one place, that is only one channel, that is the ATP synthase. The protons now moving from ATP synthase enzyme. Now ADP and PI form ATP. So in previous, I explained in jet scheme NADPH is synthesized. Now see the clear how ATP is generated. Generally ADP and PI forming ATP is called phosphorylation. How these are formed? Due to energy. Energy is needed to combine these two molecules. So that's why from where energy will come? The energy comes from the protons which are transferred through this ATP synthase. When the protons are transferred, energy is generated. That energy is enough to combine ADP and PI to form ATP. Now, chemoosmotic hypothesis, you can take notes also. This theory explains how ATP is synthesized in chloroplast. Chemoosmotic hypothesis. Splitting of water molecule takes inner side of membrane, the hydrogen ions that are produced accumulate in a lumen. Next, within the chloroplast, protons in the stroma decrease in number, whereas in lumen there is accumulation of protons which create a proton gradients as well as a decrease in a pH in the lumen also. The gradient broken down due to the movement of proton across the membrane the stroma through the transferable channel. I told you, no, the only movement is the channel, that is F0 ATP synthase enzyme. The ATP enzyme contains two parts. One is F0 which is embedded in the membrane, and that is a F1 which is out of the protrudes out of the thylakoid membrane. Now ATPase break down the gradient by allowing protons from it. When protons move, the energy is generated which combine ATP and ADP and inorganic phosphate which will form ATP. This is a notes for you also. Now comes to phosphorylation. I told clearly, I will explain it. This is the last part. ATP means adenosine triphosphate, adenine, ribose sugar, and 3-phosphate. The energy is in last phosphate. When ATP loses one phosphate, the energy is released. See, when ATP releases one phosphate, the energy is released. Means it is a stored energy. When ATP loses or oxidizes, energy is released. Now one phosphate is gone. Now it become adenosine diphosphate. Again, if adenosine diphosphate got again the inorganic phosphate to it by taking energy, it will become ATP. ATP is breaking into ADP. No energy. Energy is released outside, but energy is not required. But to combine ATP, ADP to ATP, energy is needed. That's why you see in previous slide, here the main thing, when protons are formed, here see, to form ADP and PI, ATP is formed. For this, energy is needed. That's why when protons are moving from this channel, energy is generated that is enough for combining ADP and PI to the ATP. So today we are learned light reaction is done by two processes. One is non-cyclic and cyclic manner. Cyclic means the electrons move in a cycle, again comes to the system. In non-cyclic photophosphorylation, it will transfer from photosystem 1, 2 to 1. At last, it will received by ferredoxin and NADPH is synthesized. And the electrons are refilling by photosystem 1 will get from photosystem 2. Photosystem will get the electrons from the photosystem 1. So when protons are increased in the lumen, a gradient is started between stroma and lumen. When protons are trying to move one channel, that is ATP synthase enzyme, when the protons are moving from ATP synthase enzyme, ADP and PI combine together and ATP is formed. So at end of this reaction, I would conclude that light reaction end products are ATP and NADPH we are learned, and oxygen. At the time of autolysis, oxygen is released. That is also one example. So tomorrow we will go through with the C3 cycle or dark reaction. Why? Because now ATP and NADPH are ready. The oscillatory power is ready. Now that is utilized into the dark reaction. Tomorrow we will continue with the dark reaction. Thank you, sir.
Mahesh sir.
Sir.
Okay, very good. There is a small interruption because of the unavoidable circumstances. Sometimes it happens. We need not worry. So I congratulate Mahesh Kumar Garu for dealing with.
I am very, very sorry to see, sir.
No need. All our students can understand the difficulties of online transmission. It's a lot of difficulties. You are in Nizamabad. I am in Warangal. Our hosts are in Medak. From such a long distance, we are all trying. You, me, our host Shalya Madam and Manjari Madam. One is in Hyderabad and the other one is in Medak. We are all trying to cater to the students who spread across the Telangana state. That indicates our commitment. When we are trying to do something, definitely there will be some obstacles. All our viewers can understand that. So we need not bother about that. I congratulate you for successfully taking today's class. So there will be 2 more sessions on the photosynthesis, which will be transmitted next week only. So I thank all the participants who are viewing this program. And this is followed by physics class. Later, economics class will be there. There will be a 2 or 3 minutes break. After that, we will resume. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Shailja madam.